Hey folks, what's up? I'm going to clean my camera there. Hopefully it's clean. Okay. We're going to continue working on reviewing and updating the Artificer 2024. This has been released in the Unearthed Arcana yesterday. We have the link to that, and we have the document that we've been working on the updates with. Give me a second here to check my signal, see if everything is coming through clean. Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it sounds like it's coming through really clean. So we're going to drop down the volume there, get that out of the way. And bip. And let me grab that link here. And I'm going to do some social media posting here really quick. And then we'll get up and running here again today. So I got about an hour and a half. This is earlier than I wanted to be here. Actually, hour. Yeah, I got about an hour and a half. That feels about right. I wanted to be here at 1:30 today, but it turns out that I've got a prior engagement that I need to respect. So I'm jumping on early now, so I can get my thoughts out of here today before they stagnate overnight. And we'll come back tomorrow evening, and we'll work on the Bastion system some more. We're working on the Bastion campaigns, converting the 2024 Bastion mechanics that Wizards created to have risk-reward and to use them as a campaign plot hook generator, which is a lot of the kind of work that I like to do in Dungeons & Dragons as a DM. So my social media posting's done. Just let me get these things clicked out of the way. We'll fix our screen here. Bloop. And okay, great. So here on Facebook, on where are we at? YouTube. Yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Here is the playtest document that we're using. You can drop through my Patreon channel. You do not have to be a subscriber to Patreon to access this. Just click the Martial Powers button, and it'll pop open for you. It will be a read-only document, look, don't touch, but I will be editing in this same document today, so you can stay with me here. I'm here 10 times per week, Monday through Friday in the morning. I do artwork for the Eberron adventure that we're going to be publishing on DMsGuild, and on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, I do game design like we're doing right now. We're developing the Artificer from Wizards of the Coast into a spell point mechanic like color mana system. So we have to update all the rules for the new Artificer. So that's what we're in the process of doing here. We got the plans. When we last left off, I was noodling over the replicate magic item. They had drastically revised the replicate system from 2017 or whenever it came out, 2016, 2019, Tasha's book. Anyway, they got rid of the infusions and they replaced it with the replicate magic items, which replicate magic items used to be a category of things that you could infuse in the 2014 version of it, but they swapped out all of the extra bits and just simply made it replicate magic items. Where we were stumped and left the stream off to come back today was that the scaffolding seems to be common magic items, but not potions and scrolls. And then you could also do uncommon magic items that don't require attunement. At 6th level, then you could also include uncommon magic items like armor wands and weapons. And then you got a bunch of uncommon wondrous magic items. And then at 10th level, we got the uncommon rings and wondrous items. And then at 14, we got rare armor, ring, wand, weapon, and wondrous. And then at 18th level, we don't get anything. So I'm going to rescaffold this. So first off, plans equals you start with knowing for plans to building to crafting magic items. You can change a known plan when you finish a long rest. The rarity of magic item you can create plans for is determined by your Artificer level, rarity. 1, 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, legendary. Very rare. Uncommon. Common. Now, there's plans known, and then there's creating an item. One second. Yeah, okay, everything feels good. Crafting an item, you can use any magic item plans you know to create a magic item. To create that, you can use any magic item plans you know to create that item at your bastion. Or issue commands for your bastion to create it in your stead if the faction is high enough rank to do so. You must retain knowledge of the plan for the full duration of crafting, and it requires attunement while crafting. So that's the basic rules of crafting. So you have to have plans. You have to be attuned to the item that you're attempting to create. Even if it doesn't require attunement, you have to attune to the process of creating it. Once it's done, you can drop attunement. Luckily, the Artificer has up to, at 18th level, 6 attunements. So level, rarity, attunements is going to be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that the proper scaling? Hold on. You attune to yourself. Items, duration, Artificer, long rest. Items, holding, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. 6. Magic item, Tinker. Drain items, expand replication. When you learn a plan of your replicated item, magic item, you can now also choose from the magic items plans, Artificer 6. Come on, where does it tell me? Replicate magic items. 10. Additional attunement. You can attune up to 4 magic items at once rather than 3 at 10th. And then at 14, it's 5, and at 18, it's 6. 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure. Tune. Attunement. You can attune to a number of magic items as listed in the above table, in the table above. At the, you can attune to a number of magic items as listed on the table above, period. You can attune to a number of magic items determined by your Artificer level as listed in the table above. There you go. Perfect. And now we have crafting an item. We have attunement. We have plans. Let's do it like this. And then replicating an item. You can craft magic items. You can swiftly craft magic items, though to a lesser degree than while at your bastion. When you finish a long rest, you can, double checking, number of magic items equals 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Attune. Let's create a new. Let's see. Replicate items. When you finish a long rest, you can. You can swiftly replicate magic items that you have plans for, that you know the plans of, while adventuring without plans, that you know the plans, that you have plans, that you know plans for, while even if away from your bastion, though to a lesser degree. As period. When you finish a long rest, you can replicate a number of items equal to those items determined by level as listed on the table below. Level, items, item level, total, rarity. Level 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Rarity. Any common item. including scrolls with any common item. Scrolls can have Artificer spells. Scrolls can have one. A scroll can have one spell up to your maximum spell casting level from the Artificer spell list. Period. From your, I think it's from your Artificer spell list. There we go. Hey, what's up? What's up, Northern Edico? It's good to see you. This can be any uncommon item that doesn't require attunement. This is any uncommon item. This is any rare item that doesn't require attunement. Amy, what you gonna do? Attune. Any rare item. There. Very simple scaffolding. A very simple progression. It allows you to make temporary magic items if you want to have an extra potion, if you want to have scrolls. Somebody that's playing an alchemist might very well want to have a metric truck ton of potions. So then being able to replicate them makes a lot of sense to me. So there you go. There's that. Very simple. Very, very simple scaffold now. This is what you can do on the run. And, of course, you have the plans, total number of plans, rarity, attunement. Knowing 4 plans to craft, you can change number at a time. Plans to crafting spells. And you learn additional plans at higher levels as listed on the table below. You can change known, attune. This is going to be total. And what is this? 6. This is still 3. 8, 10, 12. I believe that is the proper scaffold. Oh, it's only 8. Jesus, they really fucking nerfed this down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, okay. Puff. Hey, what's up? 1 second. So, yeah, you can learn the plans of a legendary magic item at 18th level, but you have to be at your Bastion to make use of those plans. And the plans are good, because in the Bastion system, we have it that you have to make an ability check to craft the magic item based on the difficulty, the rarity. The scale is 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Sorry, for rarity. Here. It's DC 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Your Bastion gives you a command die. As a bonus, if you're at the Bastion making the item yourself, the Bastion can help you, and they give you their Bastion die to add to the result. So having your Bastion help you make magic items is a commitment of time for you, but your chances of success skyrocket. If you fail the die roll, you still make the magic item, but if you fail by less than 5, it's a if you fail by less than 10, it has a minor artifact flaw to it, like it makes loud noises when you use it, or like it discolors you, or some little annoying little quirk because you didn't make it quite right. If you fail the result by 10 or more, it's cursed and has a major artifact flaw to it. So it sucks to use. and you're already and you also you need to have the plans to make it, you need the time, you need the material, and you have to attune to it while it's being created, whether you're doing it or the Bastion. So if you fail the die roll, you're automatically attuned to it and you get cursed as a result of making it. That is the risk that you take with the magic item, and that then generates a potential adventure for you to remove the curse from the item, or you're just okay with having that curse and now you have your magic item. So yeah, it's very, very simple. Hey, what's up, Fallen? Glad to hear you. We're doing great, man. So yeah, that's the Bastion system. And so the Artificer completely leans into that Bastion, and that you can create you just know, you don't have to find or research them. You just make up a bishop, or from X-Men Forge. You just make up plans that, because of magic, will work. Kind of like orcs from 40K. You don't have to have logic. It just works. It's magic. So as long as if you can hand off the task, and the rank of your Bastion determines what rarity that it can handle on its own. So like if you're 18th level, you could do it yourself there with your Bastion to help assure success, but you could also just hand it off to your Bastion to do while you go off and do important stuff and then come back and get it later. But the Bastion has to make the ability check, not your character. And the Bastion check for like a 5th rank Bastion is D20 plus 5 because it's 5th rank, and then the D12 proficiency die from the 2014 Player's Handbook. That gives you a range of 7 to 37 that you could potentially hit, and the legendary magic item has a DC of 30. So there's a 1 in 4 chance that you'll succeed if you're not there. Your Bastion will do it for you, but you may just find out you just got cursed. So, because you have to attune to it before they start creating it. And stay attuned and keep your plans. So you can make up plans, you can have your Bastion do it. Obviously, when we get into the subclasses, we're going to be talking about crafting, and they have like half the time for this type of magic item. But we can also go in and you gain advantage and an extra die when you craft, when an alchemist crafts potions at your Bastion, you'll roll with advantage and you'll get to choose the best of 2 dice from your Bastion helping you. So you're almost guaranteed to succeed. But when you're away from your Bastion, you have limits on what you're capable of producing. So that's what the replicated item is. Any common magic item, it has to be you have 1 spell, a scroll. We'll give you scrolls and potions because there's no reason not to. And I mean, if you just want to blow one of your uses on a healing potion for 2d4 plus 2 hit points, that's your choice. You can do that. So up to you. Any uncommon item doesn't need attunement. Any uncommon item, period. Any rare item that doesn't require attunement, and any rare item. This is as you can see, this is where rare caps with the 14th level according to the new UA, with just access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 things. So we're vastly opening up the scale of stuff. It's just parsed out a little bit differently. So we can get rid of that. We have now, in my opinion, vastly improved the replicating item system. We also have new magic item, which we have listed down below already. Mana crystals. You gain the mana crystal. Well, you can create a mana crystal. The the amount of mana. Well, yeah, we already have the mana crystal listed down here under equipment. So new magic items, I guess, is how we should actually list this here. Magic items. Empowered weapon. Simple martial weapon. Level 2. We're going to have to probably reconfigure this. We have the new magic item. Mana crystal, prerequisite, level 2. You can draw ambient magic from the environment condensed into a small crystal. The crystal contains a number of mana equal to 1 plus the max spell level you can prepare as an artificer. We're going to change. Actually, we have it further down here already. Multi-classing, hybrid, Power gear. Here you go. Rarity. Okay, these crystals are fun because you can shatter it as a consumable magic item without having to tune to it, and you get the mana immediately as a bonus action, kind of like drinking a potion, like a mana potion. Or you can attune to it, and it gives you that much extra mana each day when you wake up. Or you can just use it as a battery. You slap it into a machine, and then it just automatically pulls the mana. And you can, and like if I have like an Eldritch Cannon requires 1 point of mana to deal like say D12 plus 2 necrotic damage on a target within 120 feet. As long as I have that crystal powering it, it'll be able to fire that shot basically as a cantrip repeatedly. Take the crystal out, turns off. Crystal's burned for the day, it'll come back in the morning. So that's how that works. And then we have various pieces of power gear. I'm going to let those sit aside for now. Yeah, it's pretty cool. With the martial power system, the paladin can use lay on hands. For every 5 hit points you sacrifice during lay on hands, you can instead restore 1 point of mana to yourself or an ally. And so the paladin's like a living mana battery. It's a half caster, right? And because in the martial power system, everybody can do smite stuff. Paladins can do smites better than anyone else. But now they also have this mana battery function going for them. And now the Artificer also has a mana battery function because you can create these mana crystals yourself as a plan. And then we're going to have the replicate magic item that we're going to gain later. Instead of it making a replicate magic item, it's just going to be it'll be a mana vault is basically what we're going to call it. So you can, as you gain levels of Artificer, you have a larger battery of mana that just stays on you that you can use to cast spells or charge magic items or whatever it is that you need to do. But we'll get to that. That's where we're heading. I just wanted to make notes about here. Any uncommon magic items. So I don't technically need to mention the mana crystals here at all because we have. Actually, we should probably make a note. List of new magic items. Mana crystals, spell traps, empowered weapons, power gear. And this is using the empowered weapons and the power gear are using the martial power system, and then the mana crystals, the spell traps, and the empowered weapons. The mana crystals and spell traps. Spell traps are they're hunter's traps. You take a hunter's trap. The way that it did work was you have a hunter's trap and you infuse it with a spell. So when the trap pops, it triggers the spell on whoever triggered it, or using that as the center of an AoE. So you could throw out a bunch of traps and have them wait for somebody to pop them. We don't have infusions anymore in the Artificer, so we're going to have to be clever about it. We'll probably introduce an infusion system where if you maintain concentration on X amount of mana, you can then infuse the items with the spells while you maintain concentration. They're active, and then they pop. So we can get around the no more infusions idea. We'll probably end up making it maybe like a subclass feature, or like a variant feature. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to play all that out. But we already have all the magic items built down below. So I can punt this. We have this. I can move this out of the way now. But I do need to add mention to the new magic items. List of new magic items needs to be included. There. Now I can scrap the mana crystal language. There. And let's continue now digging through the official artifice and continue to there's 2 ways to do mana. We can either do long rest mana, where the Artificer would basically get 3, 5, 8, 10, 3, 5, 8, 11, 13, 11, 8, hold on, 3, 5, 8, 8, 11, 14, 16, and then eventually stacks up to 40. Hold on, I'm just going to go ahead and... I don't know why I'm having such a brain fart here right now. Hold on, let's just go take a look at it. If we go to the color mana system that we have on DMG, so yeah, that's why I mix opinions about them optionally removing infusions, because it loses the MV. Yeah, that was a lot. There was a lot of fun in just being able to take gear and slap magic into it and say, here you go. Let's look at the universal spell points. This one's the simplest. Half caster. Half casting progression is, there you go, mana pool 2, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 11, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 29, 40, 30, yeah, 40 at 20th level. I think we're going to smooth out that curve. But the way we've been playing it in martial powers, here we go, is that we're using short rest mana. So you get 1 point per level per short rest, and assumedly, whenever you take a short rest, you get another point back. Cheers. So it's not a lot of spell casting at first level going on here, but once you get to second level, you've got 2 mana per short rest, which is you'd have like what, 3 first level spells, and then 3 first level spells and 2 second level spells. You're trailing behind here. But then you could pick up a mana crystal right away. So you would have 2 extra points of mana that would be available at any time. So presumably you'd have 6 mana over the course of the day. You'd have the 2 that you have you have the short rest when you wake up, 2 mana. Short rest gives you 2 more mana. And then the crystal gives you 6 mana, which would be 4 first level spells and a second level spell, or 2 first level spells and 2 second level spells, or 6 first level spells, or 3 second level spells. And by the time you get to 4th level, you now have 4 mana, 8 mana, 10 mana. You're now punching 4 first level spells and 3 second level spells, exactly where you're supposed to be at 4th level. So by 4th level on, half casters curve out just fine using the 1, 2, 3, 4 method up to 20 mana at half on short rests. And then when you get your magic item at 10th level, like the spell storing item, there we go, level 11, that gives you an extra battery of mana that you can pop basically any time that you want, kind of like a Warlock can. So you get that infusion, that infusion, it's half of your levels. So you'll get goosed an extra 6 mana here. So you'd have a total of 28 mana, and being capable of casting 3rd level spells. So that gives you 7 3rd level spells per day if you wanted it. So the system catches up. It's at the lower level, it's a little slower. You're going to lean just a little bit more on your cantrips than maybe you would have otherwise. But by the time you hit 4th level, you're cooking with fire. So it works pretty well. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so that's what the mana works like. So let's keep chugging on through here. This is where we need to be, right here. Let's see. So we've got the replicate magic items resolved. And so now we're looking at Artificer subclass levels. Artificer subclasses, special options, Toxic Cauldron, Unchanged, one variant. Let's go up here to Warlock and steal that language real quick. Kind of bouncing around a little bit, don't mind me. Nope, that's not where I want to be. There. Copy. And again, this document's available for anyone to look at as a read-only. All you got to do is click here, Color Mana Martial Power System, and then click Martial Powers, and it pops up as a read-only document for you. But it is the exact same document that we're working in right now, and it is down on page 67. Warlocks is above it. Magic items are below it. Let's see, replicate magic items. This is where I'm at. Okay, great. 3. Artificers gain all their subclass features with the below modifications. If a feature isn't described here, it remains unchanged as written in the micro transaction packet on D&D Beyond. There. And so that's the third level feature. What else? What else you got? Oh yeah, right tool for the job. Cool. Well, how does it work? So the list of items you can create with the magical tinkering now includes artisan tools, which are described in the player's handbook. Ooh, let's go look at the artisan tools real quick, because they're more expensive. We did the breakdown of equipment last time using the first level feature, the magical tinkering. We know for a fact that everything on that list is 7 pounds or less, and weigh 7 pounds or less and cost 2 gold pieces or less. So if it weighs less than 7 pounds and doesn't cost more than 2 gold pieces, you can create it if it's on the adventuring gear list. This allows the DM to just ad hoc add items. Like, does it weigh less than 7 and 2 gold? Yeah, okay, you can do that. Sure, why not? So you get to make, you have more varieties on the items that you can make. If the DM agrees, yeah, that's sufficient. So it looks like we're looking at an upgrade to that magical tinkering. Now it's going to be right tool for the job. Right tool for the job. Let's go look at our list of magical gear. Let's look at artisan tools, see how much they cost. Adventuring gear, here we go. Artisan tools? Does not list them there. Painter supplies, tools, utensils, tools, supplies, artisan tools. Artisan tools are each focused on crafting items and pursuing a trade. Each of these tools requires a separate proficiency. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm really happy with that. Ooh, the most expensive. Oh, these are other tools. These tools support adventures and other pursuits. Is there? This is 1 gold piece. See Tinker Tools. That's 50 gold pieces. 50 gold pieces is the top so far. Alchemist supplies also at 50. So those are artisan tools, cap at 50. But what about other tools? Do these cap at 50? Maybe. Musical instruments, capping under 50. Poisoner's kits at 50. And then adventuring gear. Okay, so right tool for the job. Your ability to create, your ability to, the letter O. Create items improves. You can now create any tools that cost up to 50 GP. Your ability improves. In addition to the adventuring, let's go look at the adventuring kit. See if there's any pieces of adventuring gear that's more than 50 gold. And we will consider. 50 gold is top right now with a antitoxin, which makes sense because we can create, but they can't be consumable. That's the thing. No, they can because there's oil that can be burned. So yeah, fuck you. I think the alchemist would love to be able to create antitoxins. That makes a lot of sense to me. So we're just going to leave that in place. There's nothing more. Oop, where we go? Magnifying glass, 100 gold pieces. Basic poison, 100 gold pieces. 50 gold, potion of healing. Anything that's not consumable. I think that's a caveat that we have already in the language up here. Up to 2 gold pieces, for example. You can choose an item from the adventuring gear list that weighs 7 pounds, comma, costs up to 2 gold pieces, comma, and isn't consumable. There. So that'll take oil off of the list, and it takes rations off of the list. And it'll take poison, antitoxin, and healing potion off of the list. I think that's appropriate. Yeah, magnifying glass is definitely the most expensive. So yeah, so taking these, we can now amplify it to, what about weight limits? Is there any weight limit that we need to think about? Scholar's Pack, 22 pounds, 20 pounds, 29 pounds, 25 pounds. These are, hunting trap is okay. What about packs, ladder? Like you can make a lamp. You can make a whole lamp. That is a lot of moving pieces. But it's on the official list. So it's not like it's item complexity that matters, which means that, like, for example, you'd be able to make a, I don't know. They give you a bedroll, which means you can do stitching. So the idea about like being able to make a Dungeoneer's pack, for example, well, those are pretty heavy. Maybe we need to keep the weight limit. Well, what if we keep the weight limit at 7 pounds? What does that do to us? Does that just automatically resolve everything else? 42 Burglar's Pack. 25 pounds is the current limit. Pack is beyond. Pack beyond. Pack beyond. Pack beyond. Healer's Kit on Holy Symbol unlisted, so it doesn't count. 25 pounds ladder. Yeah, you can make a fucking ladder. Get out of my face. Of course you can make a fucking ladder. 29 pounds for a priest pack. That's too much. 35 pound for a portable ram. Okay. 22 pounds. So 20 pounds. Tent, 20 pounds. That's our cap. Anything else at 20 pounds? There. Cool. Okay, we have the answer. So, your ability to craft items improves. You can now create any item on the adventuring gear list that weighs up to 20 pounds and costs no more than 50 GP. You can also create any tools that cost up to 50 gold pieces. So that takes care all of the exotic tool, all the artisan tools, all including Poisoner Kit and other tools. You can now create any non-consumable, any item, any non-consumable item, which means antitoxins, potions, and poison. Can't make those. Can't make rations, and can't make oil. You could debatably make candles or torch. Those are technically consumable, so the DM can We could say like edible, but poison's like on the line there. So we're gonna leave torch and candles as a great caveat error that the DM can decide on. So that's going to resolve right tool for the job. I think that's obviously not how you spell non-consumable. Sorry, I need to refresh my coffee. I'm going to be right back with you guys. BRB. You could debatably make candles or torch. Those are technically consumable. So the DM can. We could say like edible, but poison's like on the line there. So we're gonna leave torch and candles as a great caveat error that the DM can decide on. So that's going to resolve right tool for the job. Almost there. Stay on target. Almost there. Sorry, I need to refresh my coffee. I'm going to be right back with you guys. All right, fresh coffee. Get up in here. All right, let's get back to work. How are we doing on time? It is 12:30. I'm doing okay. For makeshift rations. That's right. It's styrofoam and salt. Hold on. I'm checking my calendar here real fast. Yep, 1:30. So I have at least a half hour. Maybe like 45 minutes. Might have overlooked something, but why do you think it needs the weight limitation? My gut reaction is thinking to have a non-consumable plus gold piece limit is enough. At first level, what did I not like? It's just simply that everything that they had listed was 7 pounds or less. So I just artificially imposed a limit of 7 or less. Let's see if I could actually expand, since you're asking, let's see if I can expand it to 10 and be safe as well. 10, a chain. That works with manacles, and that's 5 gold, so that's beyond your current capacity limit, but I'd be fine with you having chain. You already have manacles, but you also have the 2 gold piece limit, so Climber's Kit would be allowed, but it's too wait. No, Climber's Kit's fine. That's just like really complicated rope and manacles, so I'm fine with that. 10 pounds, 4 pounds. I'm good with grappling hook. Manacles is within the 7 pound limit, though it was not listed, oddly enough. Pull was allowed, though, but ladder wasn't. 29 pounds, pound. You know what? Let's expand it to 10. You convinced me. I'm going to leave it capped like that in case like someone's like, well, can't I get like some really shitty tools? It's like, no, man. It's just, no. The cost is the cost. The weight is the weight. So, but I'm fine with pushing it to 10. No, 7, up to 10 pounds, up to 2 gold pieces. And then we'll push it up to 20 pounds and 50 gold pieces. Yeah, but that's as far. I'll need to have a strong argument to maybe there's a way to simplify it so it's just gold piece cost. That there might be a viable solution to that. No, it needs to have the cost and the weight because of the tools, because some of the packs, like the thieves, like the priest pack is 29 pounds, but like 30 gold. So that would be within your weight. That would be within your gold limit outside of your weight limit. So I need to have a weight limit and a gold limit there because I want to avoid packs, because packs is like 8 items inside of a bag. And I don't want to create that level of complexity. I want to have single items, but they list adventuring gear, the packs, as a single item. They also have clothes listed as a single item, but you can create a tent or a bedroll. So that means that you can make weaved fabric, which means you can make a robe with a rope, a belt. So like pants aren't that much more complicated. So I figured that's okay, but I wanted to have, my gut is telling me I want to have the 10-pound restriction in there. The weight is important. I don't quite see it right now where it would come around and bite me in the ass, but it doesn't hurt us right now. And it is a good solid cap on like stuff that you can build. So like you could argue, like I can make a whole wagon if it's a shitty wagon and it costs 50 gold. Well, yeah, that's a large object. It's huge. It's like 600 pounds a cart. So it's like, no, it's just too big. Like you need fabricate, the spell fabricate for this. This is a freebie. So anyway, that's the idea that goes on behind it. It's good enough. But yeah, I want to, catch you later, Fallen. I really appreciate you, man. I appreciate the pushback because it really helps me make sure I have my head screwed on straight and I'm not swiveling off into some tangent somewhere. So yeah, man, you have a great day. For ASI, we know what that is. Magic Item Tinker. You replicate magic item feature improves. Oh, yeah. Magic Item Tinker. Your replicate magic items feature improves. Drain magic item. As a bonus action, you can touch a magic item within 5 feet of yourself that you created with replicate magic items and cause the item to vanish, converting its magical energy into a spell slot. The slot is level 1 for common, 2 for uncommon or rare. You can unmake one magic item you created using the replicate magic item feature. You gain a number of mana. You regain a number. Do they have it listed as recover? As a bonus action, you can touch a magic item, create a replica match, and cause an advantage, converting its magical energy to a spell slot. The spell slot, once you use this feature, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest. Any spell slot you created with this feature vanishes. Okay, got it. Let's see. You create using. You can unmake one magic item you create using the replicate magic item feature. To instead gain additional mana. The amount regained is equal to the maximum level spell you can cast as an Artificer. You can use this feature once, regaining it when you finish a long rest. Juicy. So there's your mana kick, and then we're gonna get another mana kick with the magic, with the spell storing magic item. So that's drain magic item, and then magic item tinker. I don't think I need to mention anything else there. Flash of Genius. Flash of Genius. When you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you fails an ability check or a saving throw, you can take a reaction to add a bonus to the roll, potentially causing it to succeed. The bonus, get out of here. Bonus is equal to your intelligence modifier. You can take this reaction a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. You regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. When you or a creature within 30 feet fails an ability check or saving throw, you can use your reaction to grant the creature a bonus to the roll equal to your intelligence modifier, minimum 1, potentially turning a failure into success. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. Minimum 1. Regaining all uses when you finish a long rest period. In addition, alternatively, you can expend 1 point of mana to alternatively 1, 2, 3. In addition, that was correct. In addition, if you've expended all uses of flash of this feature, you can expend 1 point of mana when you take the reaction to gain grant the bonus once. That's probably not the best wording, but basically once you've burned out your battery, every time you want to use it again, you can spend a point of mana to do so as part of your reaction. There you go. Pretty simple mana abuse option. Magic item adept. Do you get anything special out of this? Additional attunement, expand replicate item. I don't really have anything I need to say about this. Attunement. You attune. No, we don't get attunement at this level. Replicate magic item. You can now replicate uncommon magic items that don't require attunement. And then we'll move along to 7, and then we'll go into 10. Sometimes it just feels like they're making up features to fill space. What is it? Adept. It improves. You can now attune to 4 items instead of 3. You can now replicate uncommon magic items that require attunement. There, 10. Now 11 is the spell storing item. When you finish a long rest, you can touch one simple or martial weapon or one item that you can use as a spellcasting focus, and you can store a spell in it, choosing a level 1, 2, or 3 Artificer spell that has a casting time of an action. You needn't have the spell prepared. While holding the object, a creature can take an action to produce the spell's effect from it. Using your spellcasting ability modifier, if the spell requires concentration, the creature must concentrate. The spell stays on the object until it's been used a number of times equal to twice your fucking intelligence modifier, which is a maximum of 10 under normal circumstances by like level 8. And let's see, or until the item feature again to store a new object. Whenever you finish a long rest, you get, okay, so at 11th level when you can cast 3rd level spells, and assumedly if you have an 18 intelligence by level 11, and if not by level, you should by level 12 have a 20 intelligence, which means you're going to get 10 castings of a 3rd level spell. But fret not, they say, because the magic item list for Artificers is pretty shit. None of these spells, well, these are cantrips, so fuck those. But let's go to 3rd level and work our way back forward. Are any of these spells something that would be horrible for your entire party to have access to, assuming a party of 4? Blink, honestly, not that big of a deal. Yeah, you're going to have like a mischance for a little bit. It's a decent combat, but it's not going to break the bank. Elemental weapon, it's extra damage. Dispel magic. Being able to dispel magic 10 times, it's not counter magic. So it's not quite as bad, but instead, the problem with dispel magic is it unravels what already exists. So if you're fighting something that's coming in with magic items, dispel magic can absolutely just debuff that ability. Fly, having your entire party be able to fly off of a piece of magic gear is pretty potent. Glyph of Warding, that's a massive spell trap, having 10 uses of that per day. Oh wait, it has to be, did it say it has to be cast as a single, as an action? That's casting time of an action. So you don't get Glyph. You wouldn't get like shield. If shield was on your list, and it would be if you're an armorer, you wouldn't have it because it's a reaction. So that's okay. Revivify is Revivify. I honestly don't know if Revivify, is it a bonus action or a normal action? I want to say it's a normal action. Duration, casting time, 1 action. So I get 10 Revivifies. That's not horrible. It kind of makes a mockery of being dead, but it's not horrible. First level, none of that is too dangerous. Second level, none of that is, well, heat metal is like a death sentence for whoever's in metal. So I mean, that's kind of bad news. Invisibility, it's okay. It's not horrible though, because you're not actually casting a spell, so it doesn't actually disrupt the invisibility. Web 10 times per day is a massive debuff, but it's not like an immediate it's not an immediate combat ending option. But then you get problems when you start looking at lists. So let's see, when you reach Artificer level specified in the Artificer table below, you thereafter always have the listed spells prepared. Are these considered to be, it doesn't say it. It says that you always have them prepared, but it doesn't say that they're Artificer spells. That's interesting to me. So let's go look at, let's see if there's any information in the player's handbook about bonus spells. So let's go look at the glossary and see if it says something specific about bonus spells. Bonus action. Prepared. How about prepared? spell preparation. Nope. P for preparing spells. Nope. So let's go to spell casting. Maybe we go to, yeah, let's go to spells. Gaining spells. That's the right word. Let's see if it says anything about adding them. Preparing spells. Summarize list. Bard changes when you gain a level. Fuck off. Always prepared spells. Certain features might give you a spell that you always have prepared. If you also have a listed prepared spell that you can change, a spell you always have prepared doesn't count against the number of spells on that list. Huh. Yeah, but does Reddit know? D&D 5e 2024. Are bonus spells considered on your list? Because that actually makes a difference. Yes, bonus action spells are considered to be. That's AI, that's a nonsense answer. You're drunk. Magic items, casting level spells, sorcerer, ranger bonus spells. Does Reddit know? D&D 5e 2024. I don't think I'm going to get an easy answer. I'm currently in a gray area about whether these spells are actually considered to be artificer spells at this point, or if they're just extra spells that you can cast. Because if they're not considered spells, I'm a lot less guarded. Like let's look at the artillerist, for example. Hey, they get fireball. You want 10 fireballs for free per day? How about the armor? Hey, look at that. The armor gets lightning bolt 10 times per day. I don't want my artificer having that kind of access. It's stupid. So I don't think these spells are considered to actually be. I want to say these spells aren't considered artificer spells, and I don't know if there's a ruling about that yet or not. But regardless, if that were the case, I think that's just way too powerful. So I want to modify that and remove it. So we'll call a mana storing item instead of a spell storing item. And we're just going to make a mana battery. We're just going to make a mana battery out of it. So comment? Just found that works. I've been fighting over the mana storing item. You can get 10 uses of up to a 3rd level spell per day by making an item that says you are now my fly spell item, and I can cast fly with it 10 times per day. So the debate that we're having is, are armorer spells considered artificer spells? Because the language changed. It reads as, when you reach an artificer level specified in the armorer spell table, you thereafter always have the listed spells prepared. It doesn't say you add these spells to your artificer spell list like it used to in 2014. It's just spells you always have prepared. So with the magic item, the magic item storage item, it specifically says you can only use spells on your artificer spell list that you can cast. So I think that actually does make a difference. I think they're being literal, that they say what they mean when they say it, and if they don't say it, it's not implied, which is generally how 5e WotC mechanics work. However, I still don't want you having 10 castings of any goddamn spell. It's under the spelling feature. Just found that. See, I just looked up the spellcasting feature. Do you mean like for the class specifically, or just the general rules of spellcasting? Because I didn't see any rules in the general spellcasting list. So let me check this real quick, just to see what you're looking at. And if that's the case, bless you. Thank you for knowing. Changing your prepared spells. Oh, there it is. If another artificer feature gives you spells that you always have prepared, those don't count against the number of spells you can prepare with this feature, but those spells otherwise count as Artificer spells for. Thank you. Very straightforward. Okay, great. So this officially gives armor lightning bolt 10 times per day. And if you're an artillerist, you get 10 fireballs per day for free. Every long rest, you can make a new item that gives you 10 fireballs. So that's stupid and broken. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to do a mana storing device, which is what we were talking about earlier. You create a... you can store mana in a weapon, item, or in a weapon, or no, let's just make it, you can store mana in a spell casting focus up to half your Artificer level. So it'll smooth out. The way that's listed, it would get you to technically, okay, so technically 10 times 3 equals 30 mana. And the Artificer only gets 40 over the course of 20 levels. So at 11th level, you're basically getting 30 mana. And then if we're just using the normal. Okay, if the way that I created the spell point system that I have, it's a 1-to-1 point ratio. It's very obvious. You get 4 first level spells. That's 4 points. 3 second level spells. That's a total of 10, 19, 41. Hold on. 12. That's 21. 31, sorry, so it's 10, 19, 31, 41 points, and I just rounded down to 40. So that's how many spell levels of slots you get as a half caster at 20th level. The answer is 41. So just to make the math easy, I dropped it down to 40. So 40 mana. So when you get a replicating item that gives you gives you 10 third level spell slots, that's 30 mana. You get 30 mana at 15th level. So at 11th level, you've more than doubled your spell point supply. It's too much. But your intelligence probably isn't going to get above 20 by the time you get to 20th level. If you take an epic boon, maybe you'll push it to 22. But for the most part, you're probably going to be clocking in around 20 intelligence over the course of 20 levels. So the replicating magic item allows you 2 times your intelligence modifier. Intelligence of 20 is a plus 5 times 2 is 10. Half of your Artificer level, rounded up, is going to be 10 at 20th level. In the end, it balances out, but it creates a smoother power gain. We already have the Drain Magic item, which will give us 1 point of mana equal to our maximum spellcasting level. So at 20th level, this will give us 5. And then at 20th level, the mana storing item will give us another 10. So in the end, we'll have 55 mana, which is a little bit less than what the Paladin would have. But it's still a really chunky supply. And the mana storing item, you can hand it off to somebody else for them to pull mana out of it themselves as well. So you can pass the mana around. It's useful for everybody. So that is a useful item. The drain item only feeds you. The mana storing item you can pass around. So you can store mana in a spellcasting focus up to half your Artificer level. The item, when you finish a long rest, any spent mana in the item is regained unless you choose a new item as your mana storing item, if any. As a bonus action, you or any creature holding the item can regain a number of mana equal to the maximum spellcasting level you gained as an artificer. The maximum level spell you can cast as an artificer. So when this clicks in at 9th level, it's 3. So as a bonus action, I can heal 3 points of mana from it. It holds a total of, at this level, it holds a total of half your level artificer rounded up. So it'd be 6. So in 2 bonus actions, you can drain out 6 points from it. Either you or somebody else, doesn't matter. There you go. So I can get rid of that. What's next? I hope they nerf that. That's too fucking broken. It's too, and like spell replicating items, like the replicating wand or whatever that is. I think it's a rare item. It gives you 6 spells per day. It's like, God, it's too much. They're way too generous with their magic. Way too generous. It's ridiculous when you're using mana, because you already have such a huge level of flexibility. That's why I'm reining these in and pulling back, because mana doesn't need it. Actually, with the martial power system we have, during combat, martial characters can sacrifice action economy to generate free mana to use during their turn. So you effectively have, as long as you have action economy, almost unlimited mana during combat. And then once you end combat and drop out of initiative, you lose all that action economy, so you lose the mana generation powers. But it allows these martial characters to just ramp a shitload of activity using magic. So it's actually useful when you're balancing against martial powers to make sure that all of these full casters and off casters have some sort of a short rest recovery mechanic, like the Warlock, the Wizard. The Sorcerer doesn't. The Sorcerer has a little bit of it that we've integrated in. And some of the Druid has recovery, and the Cleric, I believe we allow the Cleric to sacrifice uses of the Channel Divinity, right? You can swap Channel Divinity for extra mana off of the Cleric. So all of the classes have ways of cheating in extra mana on a short rest, but the full casters don't need a lot of it. They just need a little bit extra to be able to keep up with just how often the marshals are throwing mana into any combat scenario. So the full casters still reign outside of combat because they have a long rest pool with lots of mana in it. It's the marshals and the half casters that operate on the short rest mana that generate free mana that can capitalize on action economy, generating short, like small bursts of mana. While outside of combat, again, the full casters, they have all the utility magic that allows them to shine. So the martial characters really have even more of an impact of controlling the battlefield and shutting down enemies, most often in single targets, but they do have AoE stuff now as well. And then the Gishes that can pull from both of them, they just have ridiculous amounts of power to be able to flex between the two. To imagine they'll either just remove 3rd level spells, or if they keep it, reduce them. I hope so. Found that out when I was doing my Ranger 24 patch, basically, literally don't remember. Every spellcaster has that snippet. Yeah. They all get a little something. Oh, the little snippet about spellcasting language. Gotcha. And then, yeah, they definitely need it. I mean, it was there before, so I don't assume they're going to nerf it, but I hope they do. Magic Item Savant. What time is it? I need to pay attention to my time. It's 1 o'clock. We still got like 15 minutes. Level 14 variant. Magic Item Savant. Copy. Paste. 5 items instead of 3. And you can now replicate rare magic items. That don't require attunement. Any uncommon magic item. You can now replicate rare magic items that don't require attunement. And then at 18, it'll be rare magic items that do require attunement. You can now attune to 6 items instead of 3. You can now replicate rare magic items that require. You can now replicate any rare magic item. And at 18th level, that's actually not a problem. 14th level, technically, being able to have rare magic items, really not that big of an issue. But placing the limitation on not being attuned, is a decent cap on it. So it's a good progression. I'm really happy with that. So that's all our bits, and then epic boon. We don't have to mention that because it's epic boon. But let's look at just the soul of Artificer real quick. You've developed a magical connection to your magic items, which you can draw for aid. You gain the following features: cheat death. If you're reduced to 0 hit points but not killed outright, you can disintegrate 1 uncommon or rare magic items created by your replicate magic item feature, changing your hit points to 20 instead of 0. Okay. Magical guidance. While you have attunement to at least 1 magic item, you add D6 to any ability check you make. You decide to add the die roll, the die after the D20, and you can use this benefit only once per turn. That's not broken. That's no worse than an epic boon, so I'm fine with that. And that also means I don't have to list it because I'm not going to change it. So the rules that we have up top is if the feature's unchanged, we don't list it. So, or we don't detail it. So the ASI don't change. Subclass Artificers gain all their subclass features with the below modifications. If a creature there, and then there. Okay, so we're gonna have to come back and play with these a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and I think I can go ahead and just stop here. This is a decent breaking point. So we're gonna be back. We're gonna continue working on this on Friday. Actually, I've got. Let's just take a look. Yeah, I think I've got work I want to do with the Alchemist, but let's just take a look at it real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna be shutting down here just a moment. Actually, yeah, I do need to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop now. Tomorrow we're gonna be back tomorrow morning to do more Eberron stuff. Tomorrow night around 5:30 Seattle time, Pacific, or like 8:30 East Coast. We're going to be continuing work on the Bastion campaign supplement that we've been building. Friday morning we'll be back doing Eberron. Friday at lunch, just like this, we'll start in on the Artificer subclasses. And then Saturday morning, we'll have we'll do our Saturday lunch brunch, our brunch stream. So that will also be, I think we're also going to work on Bastions there as well. Bastions are coming along nicely. I don't know if I want to switch gears out of Bastions, maybe we'll come back and fix this. Otherwise, we'll be doing this on Monday as well. I have Monday off for a doctor's appointment, which means I'm going to have a long morning session for Eberron art, and then we'll have an afternoon session. No, wait. We might have an afternoon session on Monday. I'm not sure. I know for a fact we'll be... No, I'm doing playtesting Monday night, so I won't be back then. I'll be off on Wednesday. I'm going to see... I'll see about having a session on Monday. If we haven't finished this on Friday or Saturday, then we'll finish this on Monday lunch. And then I'll have Martial Powers playtesting Monday night. Tuesday morning, I'll be here. Tuesday lunch, I'll be here finishing this if necessary. Otherwise, we'll swap into probably like Spelljammer subclasses again. And then Wednesday is Christmas, so I will not be around. Thursday, I have off, so I will be on for a long breakfast stream for Eberron in the morning. I'll be on for a rare lunchtime session on Thursday next week. And then we'll also be on for Thursday night doing more Bastion stuff. Friday morning, we'll have a long stream. I'm going to have a Friday lunch as usual. But both of those can be long because I don't work. I don't work Monday the 27th either. No, the 30th. Tuesday the 31st, I don't work. I'm on holiday on the 1st, so I probably won't be around. And then I'll be back to a normal schedule on Thursday the 2nd. So I got a lot of free time coming up this next week. Looking forward to spending it with you guys. And I'll see you guys on the other side. So that's it for now. Artificer is coming along great. I am thrilled to have this guy in the mix. I'm probably going to actually leave it on, a long rest. So it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, blah. I think that's how I'm going to end up setting it up. I have it on a short rest manner right now, just to keep pace with the marshals that we're running through the dungeon. But I think I want to put them on a long rest just to feel how it balances out. So that feels right to me. All right, that's it for now, guys. I will see you all later. Bye.